Good day, everyone. Today I will be discussing the basketball referee hand signals and technicalities in basketball. So basically, basketball referees use hand signals to clearly communicate decisions during the game. These signals help players, coaches, and officials understand calls such as fouls, violations, scorings, and timeouts. So learning these signals help players understand the rules and flow of the game. Now, let us proceed to the basketball referee hand signals and technicalities in basketball. So, starting with start clock, the referee signals to begin the game clock when the ball becomes alive. So, yan. So, start clock. Dito is sinisignal ito para ma-start ang game time kapag live na ang bola. So, next is the stop clock, used to stop the game time, used to stop the game time when a play is dead. So, ang stop clock is ginagamit kapag dead ball na o may stoppage sa laro, like na-stop yung laro. Yun ang way para gamitin ang stop clock. So, next naman is stop clock for jump ball. The referee stops the clock when a jump ball situation occurs. So, the stop clock jump ball naman kapag may jump ball situation. So, commonly nakikita natin yan sa mga tournament sa mga basketball. Yung nakita niyo na bigla na lang may nag-jump ball doon. So, yun siya. So, next is the stop clock for violation. The referee stops the clock for rule violations. So, stop clock for violation. And stop clock for violation. So, kapag may rule violation tulad ng traveling or double dribble, so yun siya. Mag-stop yung clock natin. So next is the directional signals. Show which team will get the profession of the ball. So directional signal is like ipinapakita kung aling team ang magkakaroon ng possession ng bola. Like sino ang makakakuha ng bola or sino yung makakagain ng ball para yung start yung game. Now let us proceed to the game administration signals. So number 7 is the designated spot, indicates when the ball should be inbounded. So designated spot is pinapakita kung saan dapat mag-inbound ng bola. Like saan siya mag-inbound. So, yun siya. So, number 8 is visible count. Referee counts seconds for closely guarded players or inbounding. So, dito naman is yung visible count is ginagamit ng mga referee para bilangin ang seconds lalo na sa inbounding or kapag closely guarded ang players. Yung naka-inbound yung bola tapos ginaguardan masyado ng players, then yun. Doon siya nagka-count. So, 9 is beckoning substitutes. Signals that a substitute player can enter the game. So, ang beckoning substitute is sinasabi nito na pwede nang pumasok ang substitute player. So, yun ang way ng pag-change. Yun ang signal niya. So, 10 is the 16 seconds timeout, indicate a full timeout requested by a team. So dito naman is 60 seconds timeout na full timeout na gi-request ng team. Yun lang siya. So 11 is the 30 seconds timeout, indicate a short timeout. So dito is pinakamaikling timeout, pinakamababa. So lastly is the not closely guarded. Show the players is not closely guarded. So Last dito is not closely guarded. Ibig sabihin, hindi masyadong binabantayan ng players. So, yun siya. Scoring signal. So, first is no scoring. The basket does not count. So, no scoring, ibig sabihin, hindi counted ang bola. Like yung mga na-shot, tapos hindi siya counted. Yun siya. Now, 13 is goal count. Confirms that basket is valid. So, yung goal count, sinasabi na valid yung score. Yeah, like yung mga goaltending or yung mga buzzer beater, ganun. Count yun siya. So, 15 is the point scored. 1, 2, or 3 indicates the number of a point scored. So, dito is point scored. Pinapakita kung 1 or 3 na ang nakuha. Yun siya. And 16 is attempt successful shot. Shows a shot attempt and if not successful. If it's not success. Yun. If it's success. So, yung attempt successful shot na nagpapakita kung nag-try ng shot at kung pumasok ito. Yun siya. Mostly ginagamit sa NBA ito. Like sa buzzer beater. Ini-replay ng mga referees kung pasok ba siya o hindi. So, 17 is 3-point attempt. Referee signals that shot was taken from the 3-point line. So dito naman is yung 3-point attempt is sinisignal kapag ang tira is galing sa 3-point line. So kung kilala niyo Stephen Curry, mostly tinitignan masyado ng mga referee yan siya. So yun. Kapag nag-attempt siya ng 3-point, yun ko pinaka talaga ginabantayan ng mga referee sa NBA si Curry kapag nag-3-point siya. Yung paa niya tinitignan kung pasok ba sa line or hindi. Kapag hindi pasok, 3-point yun. Kapag pasok naman doon sa line, kuan lang yun. Hindi yun 3, 2 lang yun siya. So, last is delayed violation. Signals of delayed call or warning before stopping play. So, last is the delayed violation. Ginagamit bilang warn or the delayed call bago itigil ang laro. So, yun siya. Important din ang mga signal na ito para malinaw ang scoring and also maiwasan ng confusion sa game. Ball handling violation. So, 19 is traveling. A player moves illegally while holding the ball. So, ibig sabihin naman ito is yung travel is ibig sabihin ang players ay gumalaw ng bola ng illegal. Halimbawa, naglakad or tumakbo ng hindi nagde-dribble. So, mostly common din yan sa mga ibang tournament sa barangay basketball league. Ganyan, nakikita niyo diyan, maraming na technical diyan while dribbling or ganun. Nahuhulihan sila ng traveling. So, yun siya. So, 20 is illegal dribble or double dribble. The dribbling again after stopping the dribble. So, common din ito siya, illegal dribble or double dribbling. Yun. Kapag nag-dribble ulit ang player pagkatapos suminto sa unang dribbles. So, technically, magiging double na yun. Sa short term niya yun, yung double. So, yun siya. And last, 21 is palming carrying, holding the ball too long while dribbling. So, yung palming naman or carrying kapag hawak ng player ang bola kapag hawak ng player ng masyado ang bola habang nagde-dribble, ibig sabihin, yun ang mean niya. Mostly ginagamit din yan mostly nakikita din ng mga referee yan sa mga players na bigla na lang dinadala yung bola kapag nagde-dribble or yun, naglalakad. Kuan din yun siya, traveling din yun siya. So, 22 is the over the back. A player reaches over another player during a rebound. So, ang over the back kapag umabot ang player sa ibabaw ng kalaban sa isang rebound, na hindi pa pinapayagan. So, yung alam niyo yung jump ball, bawal na pumasok ang player doon kapag jump ball na. Bawal siya pumasok doon kasi mag-start pa yung game. Time violation na. So, 23 is 3 seconds violation. Offensive player stays too long in the key area. So, dito naman is kapag ang offensive players ay masyadong matagal na sa key area. So, dito is common dito yung 3 seconds violation sa mga barangay league barangay tournament basketball, sa mga municipality barangay basketball. Yung mga players, kapag nagstay masyado sila doon sa specific area na nagstay lang sila doon ng matagal, yung referee magka-count yan ng 3 seconds. Then yun, boom! Nakuha siya ng 3 seconds. Tapos bigla na lang siya magugulat. Rep, ba't mo ko inuli yan? So yun. So, 24, 5 seconds violation. Players takes too long to re-inbound or closely guarded. So, ibig sabihin naman ito, kapag ang player ay matagal bago mag-inbound ng bola or closely guarded. So, dito is 5 seconds violation. Alam mo yung nag-inbound ng bola tapos sobrang tagal. Ayun, ginabilangan na ng rep yun ng 5 seconds violation. Tapos bigla ka na lang nagugulat. Oy, rep, ba't mo ko inuli yan? Mag-inbound pa ako. Hindi mo kasi pinasa yung bola kaya nahulihan ka ng 5 seconds violation. Ganun ang rules. So, 25, 10 seconds violation. Team fails to move the ball to the front court in time. So, ito naman is mahirap din to. At the 10 seconds violation, kapag ang team ay hindi pa ipinasok ang bola sa front court or dun sa court ng kalaban is may 10 seconds violation. Like sa court may half yun. Kapag yung isa yung bola hindi mo pinasok dun sa other court, yun, magka-count na yung referee ng 10 seconds violation. Tapos yun, hindi mo na yun ma-defend kasi kasalanan mo yun kasi hindi mo pinasok yung bola or hindi mo pinasa kasi buhaya yung player. So important din ang mga signals na ito para mapanatili or mabilis ang fair ng flow ng game. Yun siya. Next is the personal fouls. So 26, blocking. Defended illegally blocks the movement of an opponent. So blocking, kapag ang defender ay illegal na humaharang sa kalaban or sa galaw ng kalaban. So blocking yun. Ano pa nga tawag dito? Offensive defensive blocking ata yun. Defensive blocking yun. So yun, bawal na bawal yun, blocking na yun. So next is the charging. Offensive players runs into defenders who has position. So ito naman is mga players na ganito, kapag ang offensive player ay tumakbo at bumangga sa defender na may illegal na possession. So yun, kapag bumangga ka doon, ibig sabihin offensive foul yun. Ang violation yun is charging. Offensive foul. Dalawa yung magiging technical mo. Charging and offensive foul. Kasi bigla ka na lang kasi pumasok tapos binunggo mo yung player. Kaya ganun. So next is the kicking. A player intentionally kicks the ball. So dito bawal na bawal. Kicking kapag sinadyang sinipa ng players ang bola. Alam mo, ano pa nga tawag? May iba pang term ito. Yan na lang yung kicking. Kapag sinipa mo yung bola ng intentionally, ayun, bawal na bawal yun. Pero kapag hindi mo naman sinasadya, pero mostly commonly, mga referee, hindi ata ito common, pero rarely, mga referee, bigla ka na lang hinulihan ng kicking. Yun, kick the ball, or hindi, yung kicking lang. So, next is the illegal use of hands. Using hands to hold or push an opponent. So, yung illegal use of hands, kapag ginagamit ang kamay para hawakan o itulak ang kalaban. So, dito is very physical na ito kasi dito is nagagamit na ito during the crucial game. Kasi pwede mong gamitin yung tulak pero wag masyadong tulak. Kasi technical na yun, pwede ka ma-inject. So, yan. Bawal na bawal yung pagtutulak sa kalaban mo. In case, pero pwede din kapag mahina lang, or pwede mo siya kung tawag dito, hawakan lang, pero wag mo itulag. So, next tayo is the 13. Hand check. Defender uses hands to slow an offensive player. So, dito is hand check kapag sinusubukan ng defender na pabagalin ang offensive player gamit ang kamay. So, yun ang way ng ginagawa ng mga players. Yung hand check. Like, sinusubukan ng mga defender, like, pabagalin yung offensa ng kalaban. Like, hinawakan yung kamay para mabagal yung pag-dribble or ma-delay yung way niya para sa attacking or offensing. So, last is the holding. Grabbing an opponent to restrict movement. So, ito, holding. Kapag hinawakan o ginapos ang kalaban para limitahan ang galaw. So, holding. Ito is, nagagamit din ito sa crucial game. Like the seconds, sa NBA, kapag nanood kayo, kapag 40 seconds na and then yung game is mostly tied or mostly crucial na, is makikita mo talaga yung holding. Ganyan, holding yan. So, kapag nag-hold ka, magkaka free throw ka. So, yan yung definition niya, yung holding. Let us proceed to the other fouls. So, 32. So, dito. Pushing. Using force to push an opponent. So, dito medyo yun, physical din to. Kapag ginamit ng player ang force para itulak ang kalaban. So, bawal na bawal yan. Bawal na bawal yan yung itinutulak mo yung kalaban mo para sa yun, foul. Bawal din yon kasi ma-injury, kasalanan mo pa, mamumulto ka nung injury niya. Yun, bawal yun siya. So, next is the 33. Player control foul. Offensive player commits a foul while controlling the ball. So, player control foul. Kapag ang offensive player ay nag-foul habang hawak ang bola. So, ito is nakikita rin to sa mga NBA na nafa-foul yung player. So, yun siya. So, 33, team control foul. A foul committed by offensive team. So, ito is team control foul. Kapag buong offensive team ay nag-commit ng foul. So, lahat sila nag-commit. Yun ang meaning niya. Nag-commit lahat ng foul. So, next is the free throw or other violation. Indicates violation during the free throws. So, dito naman is ginagamit para sa violation habang may free throw. So, kapag yung previous na sinabi ko na holding and pushing, pwede maging yung free throw. Pwede possession yung kalaban mo na gi-foul mo kasi gusto mong i-foul, then magkaka-score siya ng 2 points depende kung pasok niya. So, may dalawa kasi yan. Madami yung way niya para sa free throw. Kapag finaul mo sa labas ng 3, yung foul niya or free throw niya is 3. Maka-3 siya, maka-shot. Then kapag pinasok mo naman sa court sa mid-range shot or loob na ng court, doon na mismo sa loob is dos lang yung niya, dalawa lang siya maka-shot. So, yun siya. So, next is the intentional foul. A deliberate foul to stop play. Ito is common din ito sa NBA and also in mga other leagues, the NBL, a tournament, barangay, or 3v3. So, intentional foul, sinasadyang foul para mapastop yung laro. So, dito naman is intentional talaga yun siya. If na-foul mo na talaga, sinasabi na foul mo na siya para matigil ang laro or ma-stop yung momentum nila. So, ito is effective siya sa mga pinakamalakas yung momentum, like kung nanood kayo sa NBA, madami nang napahinto ang momentum ng mga players na sobrang dominant dahil lang dito sa intentional foul. Nakakatulong din ito sa mga sa offensive team na sobrang dominant. So next is the 37, double foul. The players commit fouls at the same time. So dito naman is double foul. Kapag parehong nag-foul ang dalawang players sa parehong oras. So yun ang ibig sabihin, double foul. Dalawang player is yun, nag-commit sila ng parehong foul, or I mean same time, same foul. So last is the 38, technical foul, a foul due to unsportsmanlike behavior. So dito naman is yung technical. Dito naman is a technical foul. Kapag ang foul ay dahil sa unsportsmanlike behavior tulad ng pag-iinsulto or pagsunod sa referee. So kung nanood kayo ng live ngayon sa NBA, makikita nyo dyan yung laro nila na yung mga players is iniinsulto yung other player or referee, or hindi nila sinusunod yung utos ng referee. So yun, magiging technical foul siya, or pwedeng maging ejection siya sa mga player or coaches, or even sa nanonood pwede siya ma-eject kasi yun, binabash mo yung referee, pwede kang itapo ng referee sa laro. So yun. So important din ang signals na ito para malinaw sa lahat ang klase ng foul at mapanatili ang fairness sa laro. So yun. So that is all. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope you understand this topic today. Thank you.